nothing changes.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome into the channel here in April 2021. And I get asked a lot in my Facebook group and directly from sellers about getting started as a seller on Amazon in 2021. There's a long-standing myth that in order to be a seller on Amazon, you have to sell brand new items. And that's actually so far from the truth, it's not even funny. I want to cut that off at the kneecaps in this video as quickly as I can. I've actually done videos about this in the past months and years over some of the most popular items, some of the ones you can get started with, some of the items that we sell. And in fact, 99.5% of every item I sell is used. I actually don't sell brand new. Every once in a while, one will come through or we'll get something where I'm comfortable selling it new, but not often. And there's several reasons for that that I'm gonna cover in this video. And mainly the reason why I cover in this video is you, as a seller selling brand new items, run the risk of Amazon asking you for invoices from manufacturers or distributors proving where you bought your items from. And so what I mean by that is not a receipt that you bought it from Goodwill or Salvation Army, but an invoice from a manufacturer or distributor, the actual company that makes the product or is licensed to distribute the product. You know, if you're trying to sell Lego, you need an invoice directly from Lego or one of their licensed distributors to get approved to sell on Amazon. And that's not very easy to do. You either have to buy huge quantities or you have to be approved by them. And sometimes a sales history can do it, but not always. So if you end up getting requested an invoice for a brand new product that you're not approved for through them, then you can run the risk of having the product removed and not being able to sell it ever again or being suspended off Amazon. With me selling used products, I never run that risk. I've never been asked for an invoice ever for any of my used products, and only once ever for a brand new product that I bought from an estate sale that I ended up just getting removed and I just never sold it again. It was no big deal. But even that was a little scary for me at the time, and that was years ago. So I always recommend people, especially getting started, selling used stuff. There's no reason to start with new stuff. Now, I know a lot of people want to start with like retail arbitrage, which is going into Walmart, going into Target, and buying brand new stuff, you know, scanning the rack right off of there with like a scanner and finding out that it's worth 50 bucks on Amazon and it's $19 at the store. So you can pick it up and buy it and make some profit. I know that's like a business model that a lot of people do, and that's great, but again, it runs the risk. It's very, very risky to do that, so just proceed with caution. So what I want to do is go over to my tablet, and I'm going to show you guys through Amazon some of the common items that you can sell getting started. Now, you can sell these brand new or used. Sometimes they'll be gated, sometimes not, but for the most part, these are items that you should be able to start looking for and get started. Now, as I always recommend with Amazon, you can start with FBM, which was fulfilled by merchant, which means you buy the item, you list it, you stock it on your shelf, and when it sells, you print a label and ship it out, just like you would on eBay or Mercari or anything else, and then work your way up to FBA to where you can take a bunch of your items, used as well, pack them up into a box and send them off to Amazon's warehouse and let them handle it for you. Obviously, get your feet wet and then build up to that. If you need more information about selling on Amazon and more information about how it works and listing and product rankings and gated and ungated and payouts and all that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's a part of my package, my 2021 training and video package and guides. It's below. It's only $29, guys. And for this whole weekend, I want everyone to have a chance to learn how to sell on Amazon. I'll cut it 50% off. I'll put the discount code down below, Rockstar50. So go ahead and use that link and use the Rockstar50. 50% off, you get everything I have, and Amazon is included A to Z. But let's go over to my tablet and take a look at some of the most common items that you can get started selling on Amazon right away. Okay, so I brought us over to my Amazon, and I'm just gonna search for something very easy. This is an item that I used to buy and sell all the time. This is a Fluke multimeter, and I'm actually gonna search for use. This is like an electrician's multimeter or whatever. And the first one we see is Fluke T5 600, a 5600 electrical voltage continuity and current tester. So this is an all-in-one. And if you look, there is 66 used and new offers, 45 other options. And we can see there's like a used like new, used acceptable, and then there's some new ones, right? And so if we see this, we see that people are selling this directly from Amazon, or Elephant Variety has a used acceptable one for $105. So this one, definitely some used ones. We've got some Fluke 117s. I've actually sold these. They are in used and new offers also. And so we can scroll down and you can see there's a used acceptable one. Too much money because the new ones are cheaper, but we can come over here to the Fluke 115. And you can see the used good one at $139 and the new one at $159. So this person may be able to sell it. So this is actually sold by Bit of Anything. This is a third-party seller. They don't have a great rating, so they probably won't be able to sell too much. But you could come in here and list one. Say you find it at a thrift store or pawn shop or state sale for $50 and pop it up there for $139, $140 maybe. If there's sells, maybe you could get $149 and still be $10 under the new price. And you could flip it and make some money. As you can see, that's just one item. So obviously everyone's familiar with like books, right? Most books that are sold are used. We could go to like a bird watching book. We can just search one out. And I don't know anything about bird watching books, but again, we could search for used. And we can see the National Geographic Backyard Guide to the Birds of North America 2nd edition has 24 of them available. And look, used good for $11, used acceptable for $11.20, and new at almost $19. So that is a used book. We've got one next to it, a National Geographic Birds of North America, that's used good, $19. Used acceptable for $14.47, but also $4.99 shipping. So they're actually looking for about like $19, $20, and lots of used on this one. So you can see that there is tons of used items. Now let's go over here to books is the obvious place to start. We can look at video games. We could look at something like, Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1. That's like an original Final Fantasy game, right? And so you guys can see this is actually in the book section, they're actually showing this, but what we want to look at is Final Fantasy VII PlayStation 1 game. Go ahead and get that loaded up. Let's see where it's coming up here. Why is it just showing me the books? Is it because I just searched for books a second ago? Let's go back to the main page and look up Final Fantasy VII game. Click on that. And so we have the remake for PS4, but that one will work for now. We can click on that and we can see used acceptable, $24. Used very good, $29. Used acceptable, $25. So all these used ones up around $25, $30, you might find it somewhere for $10 or $15 and be able to flip it. And so there are tons of games like this. If you look at the Final Fantasy VII game for PS1, should come up with the actual game. I don't know why it's not showing me. If I click on PlayStation games, there it is. So there's one, again, that was 1997. So you'll actually be able to click on that. And this is by Squaresoft. Used, very good. Sold by Sosa Games. There's 77 new and used. And so that 2274 is being sold by Goodwill of Akron. So Sosa Games has the buy box. That's why it's at the first. But look, Goodwill of Akron has one up for $22.74. Springfield Distribution. We've got Tip and Tucks. We've got Sosa Games. They're not the cheapest, but they're in there. We've got R&C Books and More, Odds and Ends. Look, all these people selling this game used. Tons of video games, books, stuff like that, always good used. Tools can be good, electronics. Now, you can't sell iPods like I used to sell. iPods are really good. You can't sell Apple products like iPads, but a Samsung 10.1-inch tablet, if we just search for that, we can find something like this 64 gig tablet A, and we can find that there are 7 people selling this. And again, used acceptable, used like new. And so you can find tablets, non-Apple ones. If we go back and we look up this A7 10.4 inch, we've got 21 people selling this, new and used. And so this is how you can search out and find items when you scan them or look them up that are good items to sell. And so electronics can be good. We could do something like, think of anything electronic that's not Apple, and you can almost guarantee it's being sold. We could do a Blue Yeti, microphone. This is a microphone that I own, that I use. Mine looks just like that one. In fact, here is my exact one right here. And it is being sold used like new for $129.95. All the new ones run about $120 to $130. I think I paid $119 or $129 for mine way back when. But you can see somebody does have that one used, right? 10/10 sales. So as we scroll down, there's 50 used of this other one. That's a little bit of a cheaper one. But look, a used one for $82, used one for $90. We've also got the Blue Yeti X Professional, a little bit better. Click on that one. And we've got people selling that one for used. That one for new is around $170 to $190. So you've got people selling that new. You've got the Snowball. You could click on the blue Snowball Ice. Should come up with quite a few people selling this one as well. So this one's listed for $42.49. There are 33 people selling this one, not too bad, but a used one for 46, and then you've got your new ones, which they run around 60 to 70. So as you can see, this is Amazon and how to sell used product without getting asked for new ones. So you have to look at estate sales, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. You look everywhere, Goodwill, Salvation Armies, wherever, garage and yard sales, wherever you can find stuff, books, video games, electronics, remote controls, all the remotes that I'm selling. I have boxes of remotes for sale right now. You could do, a search if you happen upon like a Samsung remote control. Some of them are worthless. Some of them are worth 30, 40 bucks a piece. Here's somebody's $8, $6. Here's one for $21. So we can, again, search remotes for used. And we can scroll down and you can find, here's a used one at $26.66. Used, very good. Here's, a $6 one, $7 remote, $11 new. So you can see that some of these remotes have value and some of them are worthless. So you'd have to go through and, search them all out. Here's another one, a Samsung used remote, $24, $24.92. So anything small electronic, anything non-Apple, anything book related, video game related, tool related, electronic tool related, all can be good stuff. Board games, puzzles, toys, things that you can find used, look them up and find the values just like I did and see what other people are selling them for. Check the solds on eBay. Check, you can use Jungle Scout or Camel. There's programs you can use for Amazon if you get serious about it. But this is basically what you can and cannot sell on Amazon without getting in trouble through brand new terms. Now, of course, there's a lot of items that will be gated, and that's a story for another video, a story for another time. But as a part of my training program down below, I go over all that sort of stuff. So you can check that out below. And like I said, 50% off for the entire weekend. Do grab it up. It's worth it, and you will thank me later. You only got to sell one item, and you'll make your money back. So with that, I'll leave you guys to it. Have a wonderful rest of your night and weekend if I don't talk to you. Enjoy the training program. If there's any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything at all that you need, rockstarflipper@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer for you. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up, like button, and subscribe to the channel for more videos later. Good night, everyone.